Hey folk, welcome back to another doll unboxing video. Today we are actually doing a little compare and contrast, which I don't think I've ever had cause to do on my channel. Hello Reese, lovely to have you join us as always. But we are going to be taking a look at two separate holiday Chloes from Bratz. This one here is the Frosty Nights Chloe from 2025, so a very recent release. And then this one on the side, I believe, is from 2004, and this is the Winter Ball Beauty Chloe. So I just like happened to get these both at the very tail end of 2025. If you saw my video where I did like an entire recap of all the doll purchases and stats and everything that I had in that past year, I talked about both of these dolls briefly, a little bit more so with the Frosty Nights Chloe here. So let's go ahead and just start with her again, because I do think she is sort of more the elephant in the room, especially if you haven't seen that video, because in other videos, I did shit on this doll a little bit. Okay, I cannot lie. My previous statement based on the stock photos was that I really thought her dress was unbelievable, just so stupidly gorgeous. And I wanted to get her at some point on a sale so that I could yoink that dress right off her and give it to somebody else. Like, I didn't really have an interest in the base doll. So because of that, this doll was on just my Amazon wish list because it was like a reminder to myself to be like, hey, at some point you want to buy this when it's like much cheaper so that you can just have the dress, right? And my lovely darling husband for Christmas bought this off my wish list because he doesn't know all the lore and everything. Especially with Bratz, like he doesn't like Bratz at all, but he supports me. So he was like, "Oh, there's a doll on Rain's wish list. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get her." But the caveat there, he did not make a mistake in the end, because this doll is so much prettier in person. It's like almost insulting. I mean, we are talking like mermaids levels of prettier in person. If you ever had a chance to like see those dolls in stock photos versus in person, the mermaids dolls, they photograph and they video terribly. Like they look downright ugly in some photographs, even like stock photos where the whole point is for them to look good and sell. I feel very much the same way with this Chloe, and unfortunately, looking at the camera, she definitely doesn't look good on camera either. Like she does kind of look like iffy on camera. I was shocked opening this up, like out of the box that he gave me, because she is so much prettier in person. And this sucks even harder because like at least mermaids were available in like Walmarts and Targets and like that sort of thing. Like they were available in retail stores where you could just go and see them and be like, oh shit, these are a lot prettier than the stock photos look. But I don't think that this Chloe is selling in retailers, at least not in the US. I don't believe so. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me. But I haven't seen her anywhere, and I haven't seen anyone else posting about finding her in person. So it extra is a bad problem, because I do think that that was part of what contributed to Mermaids' downfall. This is not a video about them, so like we're not going to get into it. I need to kind of rein that in. But like at least they had that where you could see them in person. But even then, they still, I feel like that contributed towards their downfall. I feel like people are not going to like realize how nice this Chloe is because you don't really have the opportunity to see her in person unless you order her online. And like I get not wanting to spend the money on her because she kind of looks like ass in stock photos. I cannot lie to you, but in person, like I wish that I had been recording at that point so that you could see the sheer look of shock on my face. This doll is so much prettier in person. When we get her out of the box, we'll go over it like a little bit more and talk about sort of the differences. Even though again, on camera, I don't think you're going to be able to see them. She looks kind of butt in her box right now, but I'll at least be able to articulate them, hopefully, so that may give you a better idea of what to expect if you did decide to order this doll. But yeah, so that's how I ended up with her from my husband. It turned out to be a very like happy accident there. I do think the art, I don't know, I can't decide on the art. Bratz experiments with their art style a lot, and I actually really like that. I think it's really cool that every release has like sort of a slightly different vibe. Like they all feel Bratz, right? But they have different styles. I do think that's really fun. I don't know if this is like the art style for me, but you know what? It's different, and I do appreciate that. So that is the Frosty Nights Chloe. Unintentionally, we just like happened to go to a semi-local toy store that like I try to get there at least a couple times a year just to like see what's going on. And they happen to have this Chloe in the box, just like ready to go. And I just thought she was so pretty. She is like kind of rattling around inside the box. I tried to put her in nicely because the front part just like slides off. So like I tried to adjust her so you could sort of see her for this. She's a little bit loose in there, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna unbox her anyway. But yeah, like I saw her in the box and I was just like, her face. She's so pretty. Ugh, you can't really see. She's got glitter on her eyelids. Again, you'll see that more clearly when we unbox her. But yeah, I had to grab her because I was like, her face is absolutely gorgeous. And then the outfit I do think is nice too. I don't generally gravitate towards holiday dolls. I realize the irony of me saying that with two of them in front of my face, but I don't usually gravitate towards holiday dolls. But this one, I was just like, she's so pretty. I can't resist. So I picked her up. And so now between me and my husband, I have got two holiday Chloes. And so yeah, I just thought it would be fun instead of like just unboxing them separately to go ahead and unbox them in the same video so we can sort of like compare and contrast because these are like almost exactly 20 years apart, right? 2004 to 2025. Ew, I hate 2025. Like it's 2025, whatever. 2004 to 2025, almost exactly 20 years apart, 21 years apart. I just thought it would be really cool to compare and contrast because it's literally the same character too. Like this would be cool anyway without it being the same character, but they're both Chloe. So I just thought that would be really fun and really interesting to like dig into these two and see what the differences are between them and just like talk about their details and everything. So yeah, I guess last thing is I'll show you the back of this Chloe's box. I think it's kind of funny that there's like this cutout here with the snowflake. It's a cool concept, but all you see is like her butt. Like all you see is her booty cheeks, not actually because she's got a dress on. But like, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Maybe that's just because mine is looser in the box. Maybe the framing would have made more sense originally. But I do think it's low key a little bit hilarious. But I think that's everything I need to say while these two dolls are still in their boxes. So now I get to get my scissors that desperately need to be replaced and I get to unbox them and I will be right back with you guys to discuss them and everything they come with and their details and their quality and all of the typical stuff that we do. Y'all know the drill. Give me 1 second. Before we can get on with it, though, we have to announce my doll of the week. And this time I would like to highlight the, I believe, 2016 collector Draculaura doll. I feel like when she first came out, like, I don't know. I wasn't as online at the time, but like I know she was reasonably well received. Maybe not like the price point. I don't really know all that. But like as far as aesthetics, I feel like people liked her. I certainly liked her. I got her way back when she released on Amazon. But I feel like ever since Vampire Heart Dracula has come out, like this is sort of the one that people think about the most, which makes sense. It's recency bias. Like I get it. I just want her to have her time to shine too. Cause like that was a sentence, right? Like she's just so cool, so detailed, so intricate. She deserves some love too. So she gets to be the doll of the week. Alrighty, I have gotten both of the girlies freed. We're gonna talk about this one first because that's how I just organize things. Is like if in the intro we went this one, then this one. Now we're gonna go this one, then this one. Stick around for her. I have so many questions. Like this was unexpectedly a very strange unboxing process. But to go ahead and start with the Frosty Nights Chloe, the first thing that I want to highlight, actually I need to turn this girly pop around so she doesn't accidentally steal the focus on the camera. Stay. Cool. Is her unbelievably long shawl. Now I want to, or shawl is kind of the wrong word, stole. That's what I wanted. It's definitely not like thick enough to be a shawl. It goes around her though. It drapes like all the way down to the ground here. It is incidentally an excellent cat toy. Reese did steal this as I was unboxing this, and I'm about to give it back to her because she is whining a little bit. The part that goes back behind her is like sewn together. So like this part, one side is the satiny, and then one side is like this faux fur. This part is like thinner and it's sewn like it's folded inward. So it's just the faux fur. I don't know. That's an interesting choice. I'm not really sure what the reasoning for that was, but they sure did do it. Now we're going to go ahead and toss this to my lovely cat, baby. There she goes. While we don't have that on screen, I do need to just say this doll and the stole in particular had such an ungodly amount of tea ties in it. And like, I know as doll collectors, we complain about tea ties all the time, but like truly and genuinely, I should have counted. I just like didn't think it was going to be that bad. So I didn't realize until it was too late that I probably should have counted. There were probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 tea ties for the stole alone. For the stole alone. Not to mention all the other tea ties on here. And I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous, especially because, not to spoil anything, but we're going to move ahead. Sometimes those tea ties left pretty damn egregious holes in my my doll's fabric of her dress. And it just bothers me. And I know I've ranted about this before, but unfortunately for you all, if you've heard it before, you're going to hear it again because it just pisses me off because there's literally no reason to be doing this. Like, if you absolutely must tea tie the stole, because the stole really wasn't like super duper damaged by it, do it to the box, not to this. Like, why are you tea tying delicate fabric like this and putting holes in it? Yes, I get she's a collector doll. Yes, I get some people are going to put her or keep her in the box. Very clearly, not everyone is, and it's not like I'm the only human being in the world who wants to take this doll out of box. Like, that's a very normal thing for collectors to do. Some of us keep them in box, some of us keep it out of box. And I just think there is definitely a way for MGA, and Mattel does this too, like for these companies to present the doll nicely in box for the people who want to keep them there, and also not ruin the outfit with tea ties for the people who want to take it out. Sorry. I just really hate that. So that's my rant. That's like the biggest rant that I have for this video. All the stuff with this was like interesting, but not in a inherently negative sort of way. That's the part that pisses me off. Like, I just hate that shit. But now that I've gotten that out of my system, we can go ahead and take a look at the Frosty Nights Chloe. So she does come on a Bratz stand. It is white to like match her aesthetic, all white, and then going head to toe. So the first thing that I think is really important to note, and part of the reason that I think she just looks so kind of dumb in photos, this hair is bad. I'm really, really sorry. It's not even the face framing pieces being bad, because like I love face framing pieces, but they're so thick and they're so gelled and stiff and blunt cut at the ends that it looks silly. Like, it looks a little bit silly. I do think that if these were thinner, or even if they're just washed out so that it's not like, it's hard, like it's stiff, it's weird, it's awkward, I think that this can be saved. Or if I have to put like some of this back into her ponytail, like this part is really nice. This beautiful blend of this like white, like stark, shiny white, and these faint little stripes of blue. It's a beautiful hair blend. She just looks dumb and her hair looks bad because of this. Like, this was not a good choice, both in like, I do think it's too thick, I think it's too much hair there, but also just the way that they chose to gel it to hell and back. It looks unnatural, it looks weird. I get that you want to keep it out of the doll's face for people who want to keep it in box, but they've done before where they just like sew a little bit in so it like pulls back like that, and then this can flow naturally. I don't know why they decided against doing that, because it genuinely like, that just, it makes it look so much worse. Like, I swear to God, I can see the vision with this doll's hair. She can be gorgeous. Just, that's a little dumb. That needs some fixing. So I will have to be fixing that. But I do think that otherwise the hair is super, super nice. I'm not going to take this down because my genuine hope is that I will not have to redo this ponytail. Sorry, I'm a bad content creator sometimes. But just judging from the thickness of the ponytail, she can't be that thinly rooted, okay? Like, this plus all this, like, she got some hair in there. So I trust that she's not too bad underneath. Then we get to the face, which I think is definitely like the most controversial part of this doll. Because again, she looks crazy. She looks crazy in photos, and yeah, she looks crazy on camera too. I'm not even gonna lie to you all and tell you that the shine isn't that extreme, because it is. It is really cool though. It like extends down her whole body. Look at how shiny her thighs are, and like her neck. Everything is so shiny. I kind of love the concept of the shine. I am like one of few people who was defending Rainbow High back when they first came out, and they looked like they had just like shoved their entire face into a pan of highlighter. I'm sorry, I like things that glitter, I like things that shine. I love it in concept. In photos, it looks a little funky goofy on this Chloe doll. I can tell you in person, if you are someone who either liked or did not mind the original Rainbow High highlight shine for the face, it's like that. It just looks really ass in photos, but it's like that. Personally, I find it to be like just a fun glimmer. I also think the color feels a little bit different in person. Like, on camera, I think the color of like the reflection and the shine is sort of reading rather like neutral to almost like yellowish with like a reflect of that blue in there somewhere. That's sort of what I think it's looking on camera. In person, there is definitely a lot more of the pink tone, which really helps to tie in the other part of her face that I feel like is controversial, which is the lips. I will say I'm still not 100% certain that I'm going to keep the lips, but they look a hell of a lot less out of place in person because the shine on her reads so much more like a very light, like gentle, like blushy type of pink that it ties it in better and it doesn't look so unbelievably jarring. So like the shininess, it is there. I'm not trying to downplay that shit. Like Miss Girl is glowing. But I just think it's executed better in person. Like when you get a chance to see the doll in person, I think that she looks less weird. It feels a little bit more like, oh, this is high concept, and a little bit less like, what are we doing here? But to look at the rest of the face, the brows, I think are really fun. I actually love brows like this. I feel like dolls don't do this sort of thing, and it's hard to see because of the shine. But they've got such individual strokes, and they're very sparse. Like, I think there's 10 strokes on this brow. And it's just very interesting to me. I really like that. I sometimes have done styles similar with my like painted faces that I've done for my custom dolls. I just think it honestly, I kind of vibe with like the brows. I don't know. I think they've done like an interesting job there, and the eyes are exquisite. Like they're just so unbelievably beautiful. Her painted lashes are so long. This gorgeous frosty blue that contrasts a little bit with the blue of her actual iris. Like they're not at all the same tone of blue. And it's so majestic and pretty. There's a hint of yellow on her inner corner, which, okay, you can see it a little bit better from that angle. Because sometimes it looks like it's just part of the shininess, but it's very distinctly yellow in person. And I really love it. I think it's a beautiful little pop, a beautiful little hint of contrast. Like it is really, really quite fun. She's got a little bit of pink blush in her cheeks. And then we get to the lips. And I do still think that the lips are sort of jarring. Like they're just this very, very intense red amongst all of the rest. And that's why I'm like, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to want to keep them or if I'm going to want to repaint them to a different color. Because I still think this doll would look sick as hell with a blue lip or like a silver lip or a white lip. Like, why not? She's very clearly a strange doll, you might say. Like, she's wearing a weird outfit. She's shiny all over. Like, she's not an everyday clothing for most people type of doll. If you dress this way every day, though, shout out to you. I'm sure you look fabulous every single day. But, like, she's a little bit more weird and out there, right? So, you can also wear a blue lip every day, but it's not going to look out of place on this doll. That is for damn sure. So I'm not sure if I want to do that because it's still like a little bit jarring to me. But I really just want to highlight. I think it looks a lot less strange in person. Like it's still different, but it feels more like something I could get used to rather than something that is like a design mistake. I don't know if that makes sense. And obviously, you don't have to agree with me. Like, if you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, I don't believe that the doll could possibly be that much prettier in person, that's fine. Like, you don't have to think she's prettier. But, like, if you've been sort of on the fence about her, or if you like certain elements of her, I don't know. I just wanted to try my best to articulate that I genuinely think she looks significantly better than the online photos portray. Like, in person, even on camera, like I keep saying, like, she doesn't look right on camera. In person, though, she's a lot better. Like she just has a completely different vibe in person. It's honestly sort of crazy. Moving on down to her dress though, I am obsessed with the fabric they chose for this dress. Okay, that's a good spot. See how it shifts like that? This is like very iridescent fabric. It is more iridescent in person than it's showing up on camera. So again, it's just like this weird trick of the light where she does not photograph well. I feel so bad for the people who had to photograph this doll and try to make it work for the stock photos because like you're not getting an accurate representation. There are full on like rainbows all over her dress right now, and like you're seeing a little bit of it. I can assure you, she is so much shinier on the dress in person, and I honestly think that that also helps to make her skin look less crazy because like her face is a large sorry, she was out of frame a little bit there. Her face is like a large swath of skin, so that feels very shiny. But like when you also add in how crazy shiny in person this fabric is, it doesn't look as crazy. Like it doesn't look as jarring because I feel like in photos you really only see shiny face and like you realize that her skin is shiny all over, but it's the face that sucks you in and then there's like a hint of shine to her dress. Her dress is shimmer shine galore. So it ties it in better. I just, I feel so bad for this poor doll, this inanimate object, because she just looks so much better in person. And like a lot of people are never going to know that. Anyway, though, aside from me being dramatic, I think this fabric is gorgeous. Again, I love anything shimmery, shiny, and it just looks so ethereal, and it's very much giving like Aurora Borealis. Just so many colors, so beautiful. This top portion here, the sleeves are completely separate. See, I can like scrunch them down. So you could give her like a funky little, more of an arm warmer, or you can have it look like it's this illusion of the off shoulder, or you can take them off completely if you think the sleeves look like ass and you want a strapless dress. I really, really like that. I'm sure that it is like, I don't know, maybe a little easier construction wise to not have to like format a dress like this that you can get onto a doll. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, maybe it like wouldn't be any different. But I love the versatility that this offers regardless of what the reason behind it was. Like I just genuinely this is so, I just love that you can do so much with it. I just think that's so fun. Her actual dress has clear straps to keep it up, but it is like supposed to look strapless. And then we get into the super cool part, which is the insane cut here. And I know this isn't for everyone. I'm going to try to stand her back there. Okay. You can get it like a little bit better there. I know it's not for everyone. I know it is still like technically a form of mermaid dress, but at least they're doing something interesting with their mermaid dress. I think it's so, so pretty. The asymmetry here, how it's like kind of higher on the left on this side, but then it's higher on the right on the bottom. I really love how that looks. I like that you get that hint of thigh. It feels sassy. It feels Bratz. It feels weird and experimental and interesting with the way that the two portions are literally only connected by these strings of like faux beads, faux pearls. I think it looks so unbelievably sick. Like, I just think it's super fun. And so even though she technically does have a mermaid silhouette, I don't see this dress and immediately go, "Oh my god, another mermaid dress." Like it looks so different, it looks innovative and fun, and I just think that that's such a cool take for them to do. Like I'm a ride or die for this dress. Literally that was the only reason I wanted this doll at first, was because I was like I can't, my collection is not complete without this dress in it. And while I didn't originally think she was going to wear it, now she is, and I love it. I love it so much. These beads are also iridescent. So they're like giving faux pearl in the shape only, really. But they're iridescent, like more like glass crystal beads. There's a little ruffling down here, which I think is so cute. Also, like, I'm obviously not going to, but if you hate the bottom part of this and you wanted to just cut this shit off, like if you like got her on a sale and you just cut this off, this would be an obscenely cute mini dress. Like, oh, that would absolutely be incredible. I love it like this. So again, I'm not going to do that, but it would be so stinking cute. And then the bottom too is lined with those same beads. And I just, outside of the multitude of holes, like I have that one, I have the one I showed you earlier. There's one here. I mean, them tea ties, but everything else, like, she's just so pretty. This is a little messed up where it like is the Velcro. I'm not gonna really fault them for that because I feel like this has to be kind of hard to line up and like make it look natural when the whole dress has to Velcro like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too easy on her. I think she's insane though. Like the more I talk about her, the more I'm falling in love with this doll. Like I already was like, this is so much better than I thought than I possibly could have thought just based on stock photos. But the more I talk about her, the more I'm like, I'm gonna fucking cry about this doll. I love her. Then how funny is it to be wrong like that? Because I really, really did shit on her. I was like, this is not a good doll. And here I am singing her praises. Sorry, Bratz. Sorry, MGA. In this case, and this case only. That was my bad. But yeah, her purse that she has here, I just still have it rubber banded to her wrist, hence why it looks kind of funky. But it's like this cool pale blue rose that's like weaving in and out of this ice block. And that's her bag. Something about it is just giving like winter fantasy. Like she looks like an ice queen. Like she's gonna kill you, but in like a fun way. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Her shoes are weird. Okay, I'll give you that one. They are also pearlescent, so they have like a shine to them, which once again is not showing up as much on camera. Everything about this doll is shine, and not to rant and ramble again, y'all. We're really popping off this one. I think that like again, the skin is the only part that shows shiny in photos, really. Like the rest looks a little bit, but it doesn't look as much. The fact that everything on this doll is shimmering, really helps tie it together. But yeah, the shoe's a little funky once you turn into the sun. I like the concept. I think it's just sort of weird and bizarre. Like I don't know, they're strange shoes. Me personally, I have always kind of liked strange shoes, even shoes that do not match my aesthetic at all, shoes that I know I would never wear. I find myself wanting to purchase, and I don't because that's just like a behavior that I've curbed for me personally because like I don't need to be buying shoes that I'm not going to wear. That's like not something I want for my life. But the temptation is there every time I see a funky, freaky, weird, like just not wearable, frankly, pair of shoes. I kind of want them. So like not to say that these are inherently unwearable. They're far from the weirdest shoe that like I've seen. But I think I'm just more charitable towards them because I like that. That being said, the thing that I don't like is the fact that her foot looks like it's approximately 72 inches long and is also only 1 inch thick. Like they just messed up the proportions of the foot a little bit. I think if it were a little bit wider in the middle of the foot, the length wouldn't look so weird because brats have big feet. That's part of the thing. But the fact that it's so skinty, that's a little odd. With that being said, the shoes are like the last thing that I bought this doll for, or that I wanted this doll for. So it doesn't. I just don't really care. I'm gonna go fetch her stole so that you can see her full throttle for a second, and then we'll turn her around, and then we can get into the bizarreness that was this Chloe. I feel at this point it's important for you guys to know that Reese did at some point stop playing with the stole, and she was laying on my chair, all precious and adorable, taking a nap while I finished filming the rest of this video. This is the picture that I took of her for you. She looks grumpy because she doesn't like being on camera unless it's her choice, so she gets grumpy anytime I pull up my phone, but trust me, this was the most precious thing ever, and I had to share it with you guys. Like, look at her with the stole and everything. I she's just kind of sick to me. I don't know. I can't explain my full 180 on this doll. I need to lean her a little bit. Please don't fall. Okay. Let's not. Let's just go ahead and take you off the stand so that you can lean against the wall a little bit better. I love her though. She just has to hide away for a moment. So, before we like really dive into looking at this Chloe in depth, I need to explain to you the strangeness that was unboxing her. Because as I said, I had sort of like fixed her in the box to try to like make her more visible. In doing so, I had thought she was like not fully in the box. Like it was very clear to me that like some of the stuff had come loose. I thought that had just been like because over time stuff had rotted out, like rubber bands and stuff kind of just give up over time, right? So I had assumed that she was like new in box and there were just a couple threads like still hanging her in there and that's why she was loose. She was fully loose in the box. Like nothing was holding her in. She was actually just caught with her hair, which is why her hair looks like an absolute train wreck back here. I'm definitely going to have to completely redo this. But she was just fully loose in the box. And that's important for me to start out with because I have a lot of questions about the things that she came with and some things that she didn't come with. Because now I'm like, I have no idea what was going on with this doll because I just assumed that she was brand new in box, just like, you know, showing signs of age. And now I'm like, she was fully taken out at one point, which I don't care. Like, I buy dolls without the box all the time. It's just an interesting little mystery to me because of everything else. So, if we get into her accessories, the first of all is this Bratz ornament. Look at my hands. That's horrifying optical illusion there. The glitter is sprayed on pretty poorly. Like, it definitely doesn't align up with the words, but like, am I still gonna put it on our tree next year? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. My husband's probably gonna try to hide it at the back of the tree. We'll see where it ends up. But I just think that's like a fun, cute little addition. Like, I like that we got this to go along with her. That's very, very fun. Then she came with a couple of presents. So I saw the presents like these in the box, but I didn't see what was happening on inside. So if I open this one up, she comes with a little teddy bear. She comes with a little teddy bear, y'all. That's so stinking cute. Like, that's just such a precious little prop to have. And for like the presents to actually have something in them, I just think that is so adorable. However, that was one present. This is the second present. I'm just going out on a limb and assuming these are the only two that were supposed to be in there. please let me know, like, if you have this doll, especially, like, if you got her when she first came out and you remember, or if you bought her, like, certifiably brand new in box, please let me know what was supposed to be happening with her, because I don't really know. But this other little box is the only other present that I got. This one I cannot open. It has a seam in the middle that makes it seem like it should open, but I couldn't get it open. You might know if you've been here before that I have just medical troubles with my hands. They don't work great. They're in pain a lot and they're quite weak compared to what hands should be functioning like at my age, which is super, but whatever. The reason it's relevant is because I immediately was like, okay, well, Rain, your hands don't work. Of course you can't open it. So I took it to my husband, who was a blue collar worker. Okay, his hands work. And he couldn't open it either. So I have no idea if this is supposed to open or if it's not supposed to open. I have no idea what's going on here. So again, please let me know. Like, I need answers to all of these questions if any of you know anything about this doll. Because it's like, it looks like it should. And it even feels like it wiggles like a little bit. But I just can't get it. But then the other weird thing is that just loose randomly in the box was this little, like, necklace or bracelet. I feel like it's probably closer to a bracelet, but it doesn't match her at all. So I'm like, was this what was supposed to be in this box? And is it just like not matching intentionally? I mean, there are little like red glitter flecks on here. Was it like supposed to match at one point and now it just doesn't? Is this like not supposed to be in the box at all? I'm so confused by this. So if you can tell me what this is and what's going on, that would be much appreciated. I'm not going to complain. Like, I'll use it for somebody. Honestly, my immediate thought was that my reproduction Kiana, maybe this would look okay on her. It's like a little bit of a different brown, but I don't know. Like, I'll use it for somebody. Somebody will get to enjoy this as like a sweet little bracelet. But I was just really, really baffled. And then the last confusing thing is that I immediately assumed that collector dolls are going to come with stands. Like, that's just sort of my baseline assumption. And I don't know if, like, in 2004, when this would have come out, that was the case for Bratz. So I don't know if she doesn't have a stand on purpose, but she doesn't have a stand. Now, that's not the end of the world for me. Like, I'm going to use a different stand and I'll stand her up on my shelf. Like, I'm used to dolls not coming with stands at this point, unfortunately. Most Playline Bratz don't come with stands, and like G3 Monster High doesn't come with stands. So like, I have extra stands lying around. She's going to be fine. But I'm just like, it feels like there should have been a stand. So I'm very curious about what was basically supposed to come in her box, what wasn't supposed to come in her box, what's going on. I need someone who knows more about this doll to educate me, because like, I just bought her because I thought she was pretty on the shelf. And now I'm deeply confused. But with that being said, now we can like actually get into the doll. I'm so sorry to have taken so long. I did show you her hair. It's, like I said, an absolute just wreck. There's like tape in it down here. So she's gonna need some assistance, a little bit of a doll spa day. There you go. But I think the hair blend's really pretty. It's got like a few different high and low lights in there to give like the blonde some dimension, which I think is really nice. But more importantly, this face. Y'all. Now, hopefully, you can kind of see the glitter. There we go. Yeah. I love old Bratz faces because they just have so much glitter on them. I feel like they were shoving glitter everywhere on these girls. High key, do it again. Please give me more sparkle. Like, I love it. I just love anything glittery like that. And she looks so pretty. Ugh. Like I said, I like the dress too. I high key would have bought this doll just for the face. She's unreal gorgeous to me. Like, the super bright red. I love her. I love her. I love her so much. This video's got me so excited. These Bratz earrings they've used on several releases, but I don't really, it's fine. I don't particularly care. They're cute. They like fit the look. They function. The top. I think I've been saying she's in a dress. She's in like a top and bottom. So I'm trying to like pull away all of her bottoms. You can see more of the top that's going on. Little halter top with this really fun fabric. It's got like little polka dots on it. And of course the glittery like ribbon. Everything is just so shiny and sparkly and wonderful. But of course her skirt is definitely the star of the show, right? Like, come on now. She does have a bracelet on this hand, silver and metallic red. And then on the side, she has a bag that matches her outfit. And it does open. It's like got a little Velcro to it. Trying to do this with like one hand to hold the doll up is crazy. Let's see. How fun. And the snowflake matches the snowflake on her dress or on her skirt. This is so sick. Like, it's like plastic layer, and there's a metallic layer, and then there's like another layer that's some sort of plastic. It's like a sparkly white, and then a little rhinestone in the middle. I just love that. I love the dimension. I think it's so fun and so pretty. And it's just like exciting. She's got like a little thread here that I need to fix. I think at one point that was holding in her hair, judging from the color, which is just funny because it certainly wasn't at this point. But the waistband matches the top, but the rest. So she's got one layer that's like this very, very deep gray, sort of satiny material. Also, this thing is like huge, okay? She's got a gown. She got a big girl dress on. And then we do have two separate layers of tulle. So the underlayer is just like a plain red tulle, and then the top layer has glitter on it, which I, of course, am obsessed with. Oh, even this is like tied together still. So, like, she was definitely fully taken out of the box, but not. I'm so confused because there's no way all of the rubber bands rotted, right? And then like this and the lack of stand are making me think like something else was up. I don't know. Again, y'all have to let me know. But then she's got this enormous bow in the back, which is again the same fabric as her top, but the polka dots are a little bit bigger. The backside is like lined with silver. That is crazy. It's so, there's so many sparkles, so much shine. Like you can really see why I was drawn to both of these dolls, because in different ways, they're both just extremely like, is it like a magpie? Is that, do magpies like collect shiny things? Or like crows? I think crows collect like shiny little trinkets and stuff. I'm like a crow. I literally saw these two dolls and was like, oh, well, one of them shimmers and one of them is glittery. And so now I must have both of them. And I like them both because they just tickle that itch in my brain that just needs shimmer and shine and sparkle. And I just adore them so much. Do not make me pick between them. I literally can't. I love them both. Like, I'm fully off camera, like on the verge of tears because I'm just so excited about these. And honestly, I think that's lovely. Like, I apologize for my tears a lot when I start to get emotional on this channel just because, I don't know, that's what I do. I'm trying to work on unlearning it, because why should I be ashamed to be crying because I'm so excited? Like, I think that is a beautiful thing that these two dolls have me that emotional. Like, I'm that happy. Hell yeah, that's awesome. But really, I do think it's quite funny that over the course of a month, I went from not even really being like, I knew vaguely that she existed, but like she wasn't in my consciousness at all, not wanting this one, to, okay, now I have both of these dolls and I think that they're both pretty and we're going to do a little unboxing, to, holy shit, I can't believe that I get to have these dolls. They're so unbelievably beautiful and I feel so lucky. Like, how fun is that? What a happy, happy ending. Literally the only negative thing that I had to say this whole video, like realistically, was the tea ties. Tea ties are stupid. There's no reason that we should still be dealing with this in 2026. Like, get it together, companies. But yeah, I'm just so excited about these gals. I cannot wait to fix their hair up and get them on my display and be able to look at them just all the time, all set up. So that's going to be it for me for today, guys. This was definitely a lot more long and rambly than I intended, but hopefully it was fun for all of you to just like listen and enjoy the chit chat. Please continue the chit chat down below in the comments. And as I said, answers, please. And also for this one, the Frosty Nights Chloe, if you also got her, did you have the same like reaction where it was like, this is a different doll in person, or am I just crazy? Let me know. But that's finally it for me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.